Hey listeners, Dan Harris here, host of the 10% Happier podcast. Imagine all your audio entertainment available in just one place. That's what the Audible app is all about. With Audible, you can always find the best of what you love or discover something new. Audible has an incredible selection of wellness titles and originals like The Light Podcast by Michelle Obama, Work It Out by Mel Robbins, and Confidence Gap by Russ Harris. Membership includes access to Audible Originals, podcasts, and tons of audiobooks that you can download or stream as much as you want. And as an Audible member, you can choose one title per month from an ever-growing catalog of titles to keep. The Audible app makes it easy to listen anytime, anywhere, whether you're traveling, working out, doing chores, wherever your day takes you. New members can try Audible now free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/Harris or text Harris to 500-500.
The weather is cooling down a bit. The leaves are starting to fall. Yes, it's that time of year again, football season. And we all know the best part of any game day traditions are the ones that involve food. There's nothing like having everyone in your game day crew coming together to bring their best bites and argue over whose family makes the best chili. And while there's no need to mess with the perfection of game day classics, like a freshly grilled Oscar Mayer hot dog topped with Heinz ketchup and mustard, it's always fun to step out of your comfort zone and get creative with your recipes. Because there's nothing more fun than adding to your list of game day traditions, like making a creamy and delectable queso dip with Velveeta cheese that can be eaten with so much more than just chips. Now is the chance for people across the nation to find out whose game day eats reign supreme. It's your turn to show off your tasty game day food traditions. Go to www.gamedayfoodtraditions.com to share a photo of your game day food tradition to enter to win $10,000. Once again, that's www.gamedayfoodtraditions.com to enter to win $10,000.
This is Full Change with Tom Laidlaw.
I'm very excited for today's show. We have a player who he had one of the greatest mustaches in the history of the NHL.
There you go.
He had a cool nickname, though. He didn't play small, but he had a nickname, Peewee. He played for 2 folded franchises.
Wow.
And scored 60 goals in a season. Wow. Today we have Dennis Maruk.
Dennis Maruk, how are you doing, brother? Good to see you.
Good morning, guys. All good? Yeah.
Good. Yes, we never met each other. I don't think we played against each other. You were a tough son of a gun out there, too. I hated you.
I know. You chased me around there, right? Art that way with you, yeah.
Did he cross-check you, Dennis?
Oh, yeah. We cross-checked everybody, yeah. Good. So where are you right now?
I'm living in London, Ontario.
Good.
Recently got married in past June to a lovely lady. So I was in Toronto. I moved back to Canada in 2008 in Toronto. I've spent a lot of time in London, so I ended up moving here a few years ago.
Very good. Where were you? You were in the States before? You moved back?
35 years, yeah.
Oh, well, where were you?
Well, I was in mainly Minneapolis 14 years. That's where my kids and my grandkids are. Also in Aspen, Colorado, Louisiana. Vegas. So it was kind of a quite a run.
Very good, very good. So where'd you grow up? In Toronto?
Toronto. I grew up it's in Etobicoke now. It was Rexdale. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Yes, so I grew up Brampton, not too far away from you. Okay.
Yes.
Right. What'd your father do there?
My father was a truck driver and for a bread company and all that. And my mother worked at Cooper plant. Remember the equipment?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had a big plant. She's real good friends with Jack Cooper. So she ended up running the cafeteria in the big plant there.
Very cool. So you had a hard-working family, right?
Yes. Yep.
Very cool. So that kind of rubbed off on you? And I mean this as a compliment, too. I mean, you made it on your hard work. I mean, you were skilled, but your hard work, too.
Well, I mean, I'm 5'8", not very big guy. And Junior was the same thing. And I stopped growing at a certain age, and everybody else kept going. But I just had to play a different close style, even though I could score and produce. And, I was the most valuable player in junior. I was rookie of the year in junior. And then I still didn't get drafted in the first round because they said I was too small,
right.
5'8", and ended up my first year get drafted first pick in the second round by California Golden Seals. And I ended up getting 30 goals that first year.
Wow. Where'd you play your junior hockey?
In London Knights.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I was traded there for Mark Howe. Mark Howe was drafted by London Knights at mid-age, and Marty Howe had been playing for the Toronto Marlies. I was playing for Mark Waxer's junior B team. That was the Marley chain. And the House wanted the boys on the same team. So London and Toronto had to make the trade. And they first offered Bruce Bujo, but Bill Long, the GM at the time, wanted me. And so they ended up sending me. And Larry, I don't know if you remember Larry Goodenough. Is he good enough?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And I both went there from Toronto.
Well, it's funny because I almost got traded for Mark Howe too. Larry Plow was in Hartford at the time. They had Mark Howe, and he told me later on that he was going to trade Mark Howe for me, and that would have been a bad trade. I would have never been a JM again if we'd done that one. Yeah.
That's lynched. They would have lynched her if they did that.
So you went to California Seals. How long did you stay there?
1 year, and they moved the team to Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
Even though that's a mistake on the lake. Cleveland, Ohio, the Richfield Coliseum, where we played there 2 years. It was kind of a tough go for hockey there. We didn't get paid for a month. They were going to hold. We were going to go on dispersal draft the second year, all that kind of stuff. And then after that, they ended up Al Nicholson at the time, and the league took care of our insurance. So we had to play the rest of the season, and then they merged with Minnesota North Stars.
Oh, that's right.
End of the season, and I got traded. And then at that time, I got traded to the Washington Capitals. Played 5 years there, and traded back to Minnesota in '83, and played 6 years there.
Dennis, what's that like? Is that kind of like the movie Slapshot, where you guys are just waiting to see what the fate of the team is for a year?
Well, you're talking about Cleveland?
When you're with Cleveland, right?
Oh, yeah. I can tell you some good stories. We can go all day about that day.
Yeah, I was there.
Well, no, it's kind of interesting because we had the morning skate, and our player rep was the late Bob Stewart, and in the morning, Buffalo was in town, and they had to stay because they were told that there may be a game, there may not be, so they had to stay in town. They had the morning skate. So after morning skate, our team got together, had our pregame lunch. We didn't go to the homes. We went to a place for lunch in Cleveland, and Bob Stewart stood up and says, just want to let you guys know that probably by 4 o'clock we're going to be going a dispersal draft.
Oh,
so we all start having a few pops, saying our goodbyes and all that kind of stuff, and then we ended up getting a phone call at 4:45 saying that we had to play the game.
Have you had a few beers already?
Oh yeah. And then we end up going playing the game 7 o'clock, and Buffalo beat us 6-2. But we played not too bad for guys that were played with guilt.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I've heard those stories about some guys back in the day. They, especially out in L.A., they'd be sitting out by the pool in the game, and they got the beers underneath the chair, having a few beers.
A lot of guys I played my first 4 or 5 years, they drank daily game. Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sure, that was nothing. Yeah. I said, this is the NFL. Oh, that's pretty cool.
I had no problem drinking the night before, which I should have done that, but not the day of the game would be different, yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be so strange, though. Like, you don't know if you're going to even have a team or a game, or, if you're going to get folded into another team. That's just merged.
Yeah, it was really frustrating at that time because we didn't get paid for a month, too.
Right.
Finally did get paid, and then all of a sudden, boom, they say, well, okay, there's no money, whatever the league does want people, so we're going to go. But they ended up taking care of the rest of the season. But yeah, it was kind of because you still knew you're going to go somewhere, and then you got put 2 teams together. You can only put 1 team on the ice, so guys were traded, guys went to other teams and all that. So it really got mixed up there.
So how many years were you in Washington?
I played 78 to 83.
Oh, okay, good. Well,
so Dennis, why did things click for you so well in Washington? Because you had that 50-goal season, then the 60-goal season the next year. What went right?
I guess I think really always goes back to my first year in House Lake hockey in Pine Point Arena in Toronto. I was a leading scorer in House Lake hockey. And everything kind of clicked. Every year I was up in the scoring. And then I got into the Marley chain, where they got really good hockey player at top. You would know in Toronto, they go around town and pick the better players. And all that. So you got playing with better players. It just kept going. And then in junior, that was a tough thing because I had to leave Toronto. And I just said, well, if I wanted to play hockey, I better put work a little harder and all that kind of stuff. And I ended up have 3 real good years in junior and scoring wise. And then to being drafted by California and started right there from 30. When I got to Washington, I had my line mates that 1 year I got 50 goals, and Tom as Jean Pronovo.
oh yeah,
Bob the Hound Kelly from Philadelphia.
Oh, wow.
That was my line, and I got 50. I was the young centerman. And then that next year, Brian Murray, late Brian Murray, put Brian Walter, myself, and Chris Valentine together.
Oh, yeah.
That's where we stayed together all year. And you know what that's like when you got a line together that you don't want to separate them because things are going good. Even if they go 5-6 games without scoring, they're still gonna bounce back and score. So that's what happened. We played together, and Ryan and Chris had their best years. I think Ryan had something like 40 goals, and Chris had 35, and I had 60. But we just gelled as a line on the power play. Ryan was a tough left winger, but could move the puck and score and hit and all that. And Chris and I were kind of the playmakers of the line and dishing off to one another and we worked a lot in practice on our power play and plays, and we tried certain things in the game that we didn't even look, and it worked. There's a lot of luck involved, but to score that many goals and to be involved with 50, you have to have a lot of help, and definitely where your line mates make things work for you. You can't do it yourself.
Yeah, it's good teams there in Washington in the early 80s too, right? Was Langley there when you got there, or was he already traded there?
That was a good. That was that big trade where Ryan Walter, Rick Green.
Oh, that's right.
Went to Montreal. We got Langley, Englum, Jarvis, and Craig Laughlin.
That's right. Yeah.
Dennis was being humble too, Tom. He put up 136 points that year. That's insane.
Well,
thank you.
Yeah.
And how many of those came against Laidlaw?
Probably quite a few.
I love school. New York, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Oh, you were hard to play against, man. I'll tell you. It was when you look down the lineup, you go, "Oh, that little son of a bitch! I got to play against him tonight, right?"
Well, I always enjoyed New York because I didn't sleep day of the games.
Oh.
So I always after our pregame meal, I just took off. I told the coach I'd meet you down at the rink or whatever area if I'm not back at the hotel. But I always took off. So I really enjoyed New York. I always went downtown or walked around and did my thing and all that, and then go to the rink, sometimes early. But that's I really enjoyed playing in New York. It was just a great atmosphere.
Yeah. So you never took a nap, David game?
Oh yeah, Tom. I think you will be back-to-back games. Where you go out after the first game and you don't get much sleep. That was the only time I took a nap. Yes.
Right.
I'm going to talk about that time, like why guys take naps.
Yeah, it's just Dennis is one of the rare guys that did take a nap. Pretty much everybody else took a nap. That was kind of the ritual. You have your
3-4 hours.
Yeah, yeah. And when they close all the windows, turn the heat down, and everything, so nice cold. The pregame nap was one of it's funny now saying it as an adult, but it's one of the things you look forward to was taking a nap at every game.
Take back with coffee. Yeah, when you wake up.
Yeah, but it was part of it was you're right. So we would go out. Like the routine was for us with New York, we would go on the road usually on a Saturday night game. So we'd fly, say, into Montreal on Friday night. The guys would all go out together and have a few beers, have us a routine, get up. We wouldn't stay out too late. We'd get up early, have our breakfast, have a little pregame skate, sweat some beer out, have the pregame meal, and then you take that 3-hour nap and you get up feeling great, right? On Saturday for the game. And then we'd go home. The funny thing was, so we'd go home after that and have a few beers on the plane home on Saturday night, and then have to play it Sunday at home. By the time we got Sunday night, because we've been out Friday night, played the game Saturday, by the time we got to the Sunday game, we were awful. The coaches couldn't figure out why we were so bad at Sunday night, which is
Mondays were off. Sometimes Mondays are off.
Yeah, totally. And then, as you know, in New York, on Sunday night off, we'd go to some, even the bars are great in New York on Sunday night. So,
Great, man.
Yeah. So how many years in Washington again? I'm sorry.
I played there 78 to 83.
Right. And then where? Back to Minnesota?
I got traded to back to Minnesota. Played 6 years there, 83 to 89.
Well, very good.
Yeah.
You enjoyed Minnesota? Did you like it there?
Yeah, it's a great state to raise a family. There's no doubt about it. I think it was a little better than in D.C. We had our children that were born in Maryland, but the state has a lot to do in Minnesota. It's great schooling, both public and private. They've got a lot of outdoor stuff for people. It's cold in the winter, like Toronto, whatever. It gets colder, but there's a lot to do. But I think the main thing about it's a very wealthy state and great state to raise a family.
Yeah, and had some good teams too with the North Stars.
Yeah, we did have. We couldn't beat the Oilers in the mid '80s. There, we did that there. Cicerelli and Broughton, Hartsburg, Holmgren, and all that. Maxwell. We had a strong team and we had good scoring. We just didn't have enough against them. They were so good in the '80s. The Oilers. We had a one game up 4-1 and midway through the second period in the first round. in Minneapolis, they beat us 7-5.
Yeah.
Both of them.
They know how to win.
What do we down 4-1? It's not like we just quit. We could have a lot more goals, but that's just the way it worked. Yeah.
Des, you get a lot of scraps in your career?
I had 13, I think it was. I think a lot of guys didn't really want to fight me.
Oh, yeah.
So my structure, size, but you know that when I played not only to be a goal scorer and make plays, assist, but I hit too. I enjoyed an aggressive part of the game.
Yeah.
If you get the puck in the corner and I'm coming, I'm gonna hit you. I don't care how tall you are, how small you are. I'm gonna hit. I want that puck. So I did that a lot. That year I had 136 points. I think I had 128 minutes in penalties.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's no question. Before the game, you look at the score sheet and you say, "Okay, I'm going to play against that guy tonight." It's just like, "Oh God, he's never going to quit." Right? That's the way you were. You just knew you were coming all the time.
And then it said Laidlaw's going to cross-check me in front.
Well, I got a lot of that. There wasn't too many games that I went home and my body was sore.
Yeah. No. But you never quit. That's the thing, though, too. That's what part of the problem. Like, sometimes you can cross-check guys and they're going to leave, right? They don't want to get cross-checked. I know you didn't want to get cross-checked, but you didn't leave. Right? It's just like, when is this guy going away? I'm going to break all my sticks.
Yeah, that's right.
So who'd you play with in Minnesota? What was your line there most of the time?
Well, that was kind of interesting because I got traded back there. I didn't play a lot. Played in the third and fourth line. It was kind of weird. Blue Nanny says, well, I loaned you out to Washington. You got great years. Now I got you back, and now I'll pay you. We're going to play Broughton and all that, and if he gets injured, we'll play you. So I didn't really play a lot. Played in Minnesota, third and fourth line, and a little bit of power play. But I played with Willie Plett, Tony McKegney.
Yeah. The
time that I had really good success there was with Kent Nielsen and Brian Bellows.
Oh, yeah.
We had a great line. There was one playoff series. I think I ended up getting 15 points. We lost out to St. Louis in a 5-game series in overtime. And that was our line, and it was just everything was going in, working for me. And then nobody caught me until the last round of the series. I was leading all the way up to about, I think that was 84 or something like that. But Kent Nielsen was, about
the Magic Man.
He's good. Yeah.
Talk Magic Man. You talk about guys that who are the greatest players that can do stuff with the puck, and a lot of people would say Datsu, but I put Kent Nielsen right up.
Yeah,
that guy was just. Things he did in practice, he didn't do in the game, but even in the game, and it was just he was Magic Man. You were right.
Right. That's right. And they called Datsuk Magic Man too, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah. Very cool. That was good. Did you guys, were you there when they played Pittsburgh in the finals as well?
No, I was gone. I retired in 89. That was
okay.
That 91 or 90? 91 or something, but yeah.
So you retired in Minnesota? That was the last place you played?
Yeah, I retired in 89, yeah. And then I did some coaching and all that, yeah.
So retirement because injury, just had enough?
Well, I shattered my kneecap in 88. Blocked a slap, sliding out to block a slap shot. I don't know why I was killing a penalty. And my shin pads, when I was sliding on the ice, moved.
Oh.
And went under, and the slap shot slant right in my kneecap. And I shattered, so I had to get that all repaired. And I came back about 6-7 months after that, and I just didn't feel it was okay. I think I needed more time. And I just didn't want to go into more. I just said, let's give someone else a chance. I have my 14 years. Now I can go on for a couple more years, but let's just end it right there. And that's what happened. That's what I did.
Do you regret that decision, or are you happy you quit when you did?
Well, I got a charity hockey game and not get beat up. So I knew that I needed it was frustrating. There's no doubt about it. That's because I felt I still had some time. I still felt I had the hands and all that, but it just wasn't 100%. And I just felt, family and everything. Just let's move on and give them some your time in your life that they've missed, and that's what I did. Just like Tom Brady.
There you go. Exactly. There you go.
Can we talk about your amazing mustache? Because Tom tried to pull off that Fu Manchu. It didn't work for him his rookie year. You rocked it.
Living in New York, you kind of had to pull off.
Yeah, I know. I was wearing the cowboy hat too. Yeah.
No, that mustache. I don't know. I have a book. I don't know if you guys have looked in the book or read the book. In the book, I got a chapter in there about the book is the unforgettable story of hockey's forgotten 60-goal man. If you talk about all the 60-goal scorers, unless you know the game, you don't mention my name. So it's interesting, a real good book. And in there, it's about the Fu Manchu. And when I was, I had a little mustache in junior as well. And then I'm watching TV one night, and a Kansas City Royals relief pitcher, Al Habrowski,
The Mad Hungarian.
the man Hungarian, he go running around that mountain. He had the Fu Manchu boot. I said, "That's me. I'm gonna wear that," and that's what I did.
So Dennis, touch on that. They forgot the 60-goal scorer. So you think in hockey circles when they talk about 60-goal scorers, your name doesn't come up? Is that how?
Well, it's I don't lose any sleep over it.
Yeah.
No, I think it's there's a lot of times where my name is people go, "You scored 60 goals?" Goals. Well, who? Whippy Dewey, played for the California Seals. I mean, all that. Cleveland Barons. Who? Defunct teams, right? So that's kind of where I think I lost a lot of notoriety and all that because of all stuff. And then the lowly Washington Capitals at the time, even though I scored 50, the year I scored 60, that's where I got a little more attention. So the first 5 years was kind of quiet until things started turning around with the 60. But yeah, there's a lot of time. My name will not be mentioned, and we put that title in there because we felt that's what it was. So
I guess I'm in that category too when I think of you. But it's not that I don't think you're a fantastic career. Had a fantastic career. I thought when I look at you more as like the physical part of your never quitting.
Right.
And still I think you were a terrifically impactful player. It's just that it wasn't as the 60-goal scorer. So I guess that. Yeah, kind of.
I think maybe what hurts too is that year you scored 60, Gretzky scored 92.
Well, no, myself and Boss, we were fighting out for second place.
Is that right?
He ended up with 63, and I had 60. But and then Peter Statsu, we were the top 4 scorers in the league at that time. So, but I'm proud. I mean, that to be involved in that group of the 60-goal scorers, and also that year to be in the top 10 in scoring with those great hockey players. So people look at that name, Maruk. Well, who's that? Yeah, they see Gretzky, they see Messi, they see Savard, they see
Bossy.
Yeah. Dennis, what was it like when you were about to hit 60? Were you actively going for it? You had to know the number was there, right?
Well, the year before I had 50, and with the Hound and Peroni at Pronovo, and I was getting close there, and I ended up getting 3 goals to get the 50, and I don't even remember the game. I had someone that showed me on YouTube, and then on the 60, we knew we were getting closer and closer, and all that, and it's just a matter of okay, just keep trying, and then boom, a couple goals, the next one was 3, and then there's a 60, and I still had 2 or 3 games left, and I couldn't buy a goal. Buy a goal too. I mean, it's not like they just stopped at 60. I said, oh my God, how come I'm not going to go in now? Okay.
Right.
That's what it was. Yeah.
So to go to Minnesota then and be a 3rd or 4th line player after scoring 50 goals and 60 goals, it had to be kind of piss you off a little bit, right?
Yeah, you would say so. Yeah, that was part of, but you're getting older, and I hadn't even had a chance to go to Europe. During that time, I had played 10 years in the NHL, and I was asked to go to Switzerland, and I turned it down. I wanted to play in NHL, and I just raised the kids, and Minnesota was tough. To not play as much was okay because we had a great bunch of guys, and we had a good team. Had to be part of a good team.
Yeah, that's true.
Felt that we had a good chance, and no matter how much I was going to play, I was going to be ready no matter what, and it was. And that's just the way it was.
Yeah. So now your career ends, and what do you do after that?
What do I do? I am, let's see, I got involved with high school hockey in the state of Minnesota. Coached there for about 6 years, had a kind of a job selling promo item stuff there. And then after 6 years, I ended up going down coach a minor pro in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Wow.
Whipple, East Coast, they coached there.
Dennis, can you talk about that a little bit? Because I don't think people associate Louisiana with hockey. How was that experience?
It was I met Blaine Stoughton in Texas, and he was coaching the Austin Ice Bats. He was owner and coaching too. And we saw him in the 19th hole of golf, and I hey, Blaine, he goes, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm in Minnesota coaching high school hockey. He said, would you be interested in coaching in our league? I go, what's that? And he told me about the Western Professional Hockey League, and they had a lot of Louisiana teams, Texan teams, that were involved, and Shreveport, all that were there. And I just went down to Lake Charles, and then I went to El Paso, I think it was, and they were offering the same money. I just flipped a coin, heads Lake Charles, tails El Paso, and it was heads Lake Charles. So
did you really flip a coin?
Yeah,
I mean, this is
that's
cool.
Sure, whatever. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know, but really enjoyed coaching in the NHL or the minors, whatever. And I hated it, to tell you the truth, because I got so many phone calls from GMs and agents telling me, "I guys who got a power play, this and that." And I said, "Well, your guy's out till 4 a.m. You can barely stand up and practice. And you're gonna tell me to put him on a power play?
Is that right?
Yeah. Well, come down and and see what you can do." So I just got fed up with that, and then moved on. And then I ended up going to, I went to Louisiana. I worked there for about 6-7 years. I got married there, and then ended up going to Aspen, Colorado, working there for a little bit of time. And then in 2008, I moved back to Canada.
Well, very cool. And what are you doing now then for work? You tired or?
What I'm doing right now is, you can see my machine. It's called a vac machine. August 1st, I had a blister on the bottom of my foot, and it got infected and got gangrene. December 11th, they removed my right toe, big toe, and a baseball-sized flesh under my foot. So this is a vac machine that's on. Hopefully we'll be able to do some plastic surgery and all that about 2 months down the road. That's what I'm doing right now. Nursing that. I got a wheelchair. I got a walker. I've got crutches. But before that, I was doing a lot of charity hockey events.
Oh, cool.
A lot of charity hockey events. I do that. I do a lot for Easter Seals, Special Olympics, sick kids. I also do a lot of golf tournaments. I've done that since 2008. So I've been pretty busy. I go out east. I go out west. I've been to New York a few times. That's what I do really, and I'm still doing it. But right now, I'm on hold. It's been kind of frustrating going through with this. But you know what? We're fighters. We're tough guys. I know that there's a light at the end there, that I'll be back skating and back playing golf and coming to New York and playing a golf tournament. There you go. Okay.
Very good. Very good.
Sure.
Yeah. We'll have to get together. You got to make sure you tell me when you come to New York. We'll get together.
I'd love to. That'd be great.
When you're in New York, to go right in the city? Is that where you go?
I just talked to what's that long-haired guy? Usually team up with him. The pretty boy, Duguay.
Oh, Duguay. Oh, do you really? Oh, Duguay.
But I've done a lot of stuff. I've been over to Europe with Dukes and all that. I've done a lot of charity events with Ron.
Do you hang out with Sarah Palin too, or?
No, I have not, because of COVID and my injury that I got. I haven't been able. We've talked on the phone, but we haven't. She was here in Toronto, and we missed up. They were at a game here in Toronto, and we missed up. We were in Toronto, and we were at a dinner date. They had a dinner date, and he was tired, didn't want to meet up later on. That was it. So I'm sure we will. Yeah.
So the big question is, who takes longer to get ready? Do you think she takes longer to get ready, or
no? It's got to be Duke.
Right. They probably. The good thing is they probably share the hair care products. All right, they don't have to travel.
Well, what else? The hair care and the medical products and you name it. I don't know much about her. He's told me a few things and everything, and we all know Dukes. Great man, great guy, and
it's funny. Yeah,
I really enjoy being with them and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, he is probably not what people perceive him to be, right? No. He's a really fun guy. I think people have that perception that he's kind of a prima donna. He's a little bit prima donna.
But when you're with him, you always have a good time. And I've done a lot. I know that I think he's just went out to Newfoundland to do an event.
Yeah.
I would be there too with them, but I can't skate. So unless they put me in as an ambassador coach, I go, which I did the other day. So right now.
Duke still thinks he can play in the NHL too. We had a charity game in Dallas and then one in Long Island. And,
no kidding.
Yeah, he must.
Nobody wants to play with him. He never scores. Nobody wants to play with him.
Oh, I know. We play against. So sometimes we'll have charity games. We'll have like 3 alumni guys on one team, 3 on the other. So I tell all the guys in my team, if nothing else happens, we cannot let Duguay score a goal. That's it. We just get it. He gets frustrated. He's taking slap shots and everything.
Oh, I know. Oh, and then you get, we're all over him.
No, I know.
We're all over him, but we can't score.
Oh, we played against the Islanders, and they had a lot of younger guys playing, so they went up on us like 8-0. And we said, guys, it's an alumni game, for God's sake, slow down a little. They had guys like Pierre Turgeon skated for like 2 months to get ready for the alumni game.
Oh, it's fun. I mean, that's what guys take it a little too serious. It's all fun and it's for charity. We're all winners. No trophy. We're all winners. The winners are they raise the money and the funds for the whatever charity it's for.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I know, yeah. And they usually put like they'll have guys that pay to play the game, so we try to make sure they score some goals and everything. But the Islanders thought it was Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. So
I always got my boombox with me, and they love that. The team that drafts me when I play on, and then I always bring them something. I got hats and those Barons hat or Caps hat, and I always give something away. So I'm bliked, I guess, by just doing that.
That's cool. That is very cool. So you've had quite a life, all the things you've done, traveled around the country and North America and everything. Any regrets at all?
No, just with this big toe. This what just happened recently. That's the only regret I have. Just getting married and having this thing happen really put a damper on my wife. She's my rock. She's been taking care of me and all that. It's really been hard. I finally get to move around a little bit where I can go in the kitchen and make my food and stuff like that. But still limping around, and it's getting better. So that would be the only thing. Being the first 3 years in the NHL and being not being with maybe a contender and having a chance to win a Stanley Cup. I think that's where every hockey player dreams about.
Yeah.
The award, not what you've done personally. It's winning that. I think you know that. I think it's winning the cup. It's now you're relieved. You've worked so hard as a child. You've got to a dream, and I think that's where it's all about, is winning that Stanley Cup.
Yeah. For me too, we got to the semifinals my first year, so you just assume that that's going to be the way it is all the time, right? And then we get to the semifinals one other time, and that was it. So yeah, it was interesting too. As you know, you're not supposed to touch the Stanley Cup unless you won it as a player. So
right.
Finally, one of my clients, when I got in the agent business, Warren Reichel, won it with Colorado, so I got to get my picture taken with it. So.
Yeah, you had the same thing. You remember Mike Futa?
Yeah.
Mike Futa, right? Mike, a great guy from Toronto too. And he won in LA, right? So big, huge party here and everything all over. And he goes, "Why don't you touch it?" I go, "Bad luck, you know that."
Yeah.
And so he won it again. And then he brought it back next. And then, of course, said, "No, I'm touching it." Yeah, thanks.
Once you get a chance.
I touched it. I don't care. I'm going to touch it. I did. Took pictures. That was pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, it is cool to touch it, yeah. Well, listen, great to meet you. Finally, we played against each other a long time. I really mean this very seriously. I really respected you when I played against you. You were that kind of guy. It's like, oh, God, I've got to play against him tonight. So you had a great career.
I respect you because I had a tough time getting by you.
Dennis, can you tell us about your book again and where we can find it?
Amazon, Amazon.ca or Amazon, and The Unforgettable Story of Hockey's Forgotten 60-Goal Man.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you very much for being on the show. It was great to meet you.
Great.
Thanks, Dennis.
Okay. See you. Bye-bye.
Oh, that was cool, Tom. We got a hockey's forgotten 60-goal scorer.
Yeah.
Think about it. That's not, I mean, you said he was real tough to play with, but that's incredible. And how many guys have scored 60? A handful?
And you're right. And I never would have thought that he'd scored the 60 goals. Again, as we discussed on the show, it wasn't, I didn't think he was a good player, but he was such a physical player too to score 60 goals. So good guy. I've never met him before too. So that was nice talking.
Great mustache, great nickname, played for those teams that all folded.
Yeah.
Pretty cool story.
Yeah. We forgot to ask him what they did with the toe though. Did they save the toe when he cut it off?
Well, we'll have to get him on for a part 2.
There you go. All right, Grasshoppers, thank you for listening. We had a fantastic show. We'll see you next time.